Life, go.
Hi, beautiful people of That Beautiful Life podcast. This is Roddy Bergström talking all the way from Stockholm, Sweden. And it's episode 153 as I'm speaking, and my dear friend in the background, Kudus Campbell, is coughing a bit. We were just saying before the podcast that we both start to feel a bit like, oh, are we getting a cold or what's happening here?
Mm-hmm.
How are you, my friend?
Man, I'm feeling sick. Like
You are?
like
Okay.
I'm not like it's not like I'm like oh, you know what,
No fever.
no
like
fever,
that.
nothing like that. But you know when you start feeling your throat really scratching you, like you feel this feeling in your throat, and it's just really really bad in the back
Yes.
there. That's how I felt. So I felt last night. I can start, especially like, you know when you have that phlegm that builds up in your throat, and it's like
Yes.
old phlegm. It's like thick and dark, and it does it.
By the way, I
gross.
hope you guys already have had your breakfast. And everything. I hope you're not eating when you're listening to this. It's a horror podcast right now. No, I'm not.
Of course not. Of course not. I do hope you guys have eaten your food as well. Like but it's gross. You know, you get that gross phlegm that stays in your throat and doesn't want to go anywhere. And that's pretty much where I am at right now. Like, I've been waking up and there's a thick phlegm in my throat and it doesn't go away. And and that is really bothering me because because of the fact that with the phlegm not going away, I'm coughing more. And then I know it's like a precursor to something more. You know, like
I know it's a sign indeed. May I ask, is anyone else in your family ill right now, or are you?
So
good?
Alex is sick. She's been sick for the longest while. Ty as well he's been home for a couple of days. Actually, only just sent him back to school. Was it yesterday? Was the first time I took him back to school. Because he was home, I think, on Friday, Saturday. Well, obviously the weekend. He didn't go to any of his weekend classes because he usually goes to like Polish school and Japanese class on the weekend. But I didn't send him to those either. And then on Monday, I kept him in as well because again, like just to keep an eye on him. And then Tuesday, I was like, okay, he needs to go to school. And for two reasons. One, because I get nothing done when he's at home. And two, he was like, it's the truth. It's honest.
Yeah,
like,
of course. Yeah, we talked about that before.
I will give him some blocks and be like, hey, bud, like, here's some blocks. And, you know, you go and play. And he'll come in every 2 seconds like, Daddy, look at this. Look at this, Daddy. Look at this tower I built. You know, and he's so impressed by his tower that he's built 1,000,000 times already that I've seen.
He has to share it with the world.
For the 100,000 time, he'll call you like, Daddy, look at this tower. And he's so impressed. He's like, oh, so cool. And I'm like, and then I have to do that thing that parents do where they have to pretend they care about the tower. So I have to be like
engineering and architecture.
Exactly. Yes. I gotta be like, oh, it's amazing tower, Ty. You know, look, it looks great. And in the back of my mind, and you know, you have to say it when the voice goes high. It looks great. Yes, it looks great. Yeah.
Yes.
When the back of your mind, it's like, mate, I'm trying to finish this work I'm doing in front of me. I'm hoping you will play for a little bit longer so I can finish it.
Yeah, your mind goes, man, you have no idea how behind work I am right now.
Precise. That's exactly what my mind is like. I'm like, buddy, you know, like, especially when he was home on Monday. And when he was home on Monday, like, I left him in our room watching and this is also how I know it's getting colder. I left him in our room watching his documentary in the morning because, you know, he watches his documentaries in the morning. So he's watching his documentary and I leave him in there and I'm in the office trying to get some work done, right? Alex gets up and she works out of our room because that's where her office space is. Right. Okay. And he basically comes in and he says, well, he starts, she has a work call. All of a sudden, Ty decides, well, I'm going to talk to these people in this call. Right. Okay. So he goes, she's like on this work call and he's trying to talk to her colleagues. Right. And then all of a sudden, no, I didn't know any of this was happening until how I found out was because I could hear her telling him off after she, what are you doing? Right. And she's going off. So I get up and I go in there. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, I'm on this call, right, with my colleagues. And Mr. Man here just decides he's going to talk to everyone. Right. He's just going to start a conversation when, you know, this is, this is work. I have to finish my work, not have a I have a toddler conversation. So he's standing there looking all guilty and stuff. So I was like, look, come with me, buddy. Come on, let's go. Took him to the office, got him sat down. I was like, yeah, there's no way she's gonna get any work done if he's sitting next to her, because he will not know. Oh, I can't. Like in his mind, it's like not I can't bother mommy. It's like, oh, because when I asked him like, why did you do it? He's like, I wanted to say hi to them. Right? That was his reason. Like, I wanted to say hi.
He has the best of intentions, He wanted to get to know them a bit better,
And I'm like, Ty, it doesn't work that way. These are not your friends, mate. Like, you need to not, like, you need to get accustomed to not having to say hi and talking to, because, like, for example, we've gone to the shops before, and he will straight up go and talk to people and tell them like, this is my mommy, this is my daddy. This is my brother Safiya.
Oh, really?
And then he will start introducing us. He will be like, he's like the other day I took him to the pharmacy to get some tablets for Alex because she wasn't feeling well. Ooh. And he's like, oh, this is my daddy. My daddy's name is Q. And I'm like, what? I'm like, Ty, you just don't just be telling people my name. Like, yeah, it's like, mate, like you can't be doing that.
Funny. I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, maybe you have mentioned. I'm not sure. But might be in the back of my head. But even so, I can't recall. I mean, my kids, like Adam and Isaac, didn't do that when they were small. Not like that. I mean, they could, and that's the beautiful thing with younger kids. They are so, how should we put it? They are so clean, when it comes to their like how they experience things, and it's very open-minded. They don't have the same kind of social like clues that we have, if that makes sense.
They're innocent. That's the thing.
They there's no barriers really, and I can find that it's really funny, to a certain extent, of course, because I guess that can become a bit like, okay, here we go again.
For me, it's sort of like, oh God, no, I don't want people knowing I don't really want people knowing my business or knowing my name or like. So for me, it's like, look, like, buddy, like. Because I've tried to explain to him like stranger danger, and he still doesn't get it. Like for him, it's like, oh, but this if daddy's talking to this person, he's a friend. Like, because he doesn't know he doesn't know the difference between acquaintance and friend yet. He still thinks everyone who he interacts with is a friend. Right? Yeah, so if he goes to a school and he has someone that he plays with, he comes home and he says, "Daddy, I have a new friend." Whether or not he just met that person and they've only interacted once. For him, we're friends now, right? That's essentially it.
Yeah, that's the definition.
That's my mate Charlie. Like we roll deep now. Yeah, like that's basically it.
We go way back. Like
we go way back in
37 minutes back. Yeah.
So I'm trying to get him to understand that, hey, buddy, like not everyone. Because similarly, Xavi used to think like that. Xavi used to think, and up until recently, he used to think like every kid that he hung out with was his friend, and he would have kids take advantage of him, and I had to like sit him down and be like, bud, like you have acquaintances and you have friends. Not everyone you spend time with is your friend. I had to make it very clear to him, like, hey, buddy, like there is a difference between the two. So I had to make sure that he understood that that stuff, and he was at the time when I was explaining it to him. He looked at me as if I was teaching him rocket science. He's like, huh?
Okay,
like there's a difference, So like now he gets it. Now we'll have a conversation, and he tell me, he'll be telling me about some kids. Sometimes he slips up and he'll be like, oh, my friend, blah blah. He'll be like, oh, my acquaintance. So like he gets it now, but I remember like he used to just like everyone was his friend. And I'm like, Tabby, not everyone is your friend. There are people out there who don't like you. You just know each other. That's it. Yeah. So, that's the stage I'm at.
Yeah, but that's interesting. It's of course something they will learn by doing to a certain degree as well. Sometimes it can be a tough lesson to be learned as well. I mean, if I think back, it's hard to remember everything when you were like a kid, but I mean, you want to believe good. You want to feel or believe that people are good, if that makes sense. You want to believe that they are nice and reliable, and that you can, be open-minded and speak. But yeah, as you say, it doesn't really work like that, unfortunately. I mean, if you're lucky and you meet the right people, at the right time, sure, it's gonna be all fine. But it can also go the other way, And
it can definitely go the other way. So
that's
yeah,
a thing. That's a thing, bro.
it is a thing.
Yeah. So I guess you're weak. I can hear already now. It must have been a bit. I don't know. Filled in, busy, or
It's been a busy week actually because of the fact that not for that reason, but because of the fact I've obviously been cleaning and doing a bunch of stuff around the
I was
house
thinking,
and things like that. So that made the week a bit more busy, a lot more busier than before, as well as the fact that I've been working on a website for someone, and
okay.
I've been trying to squeeze that in while doing everything else, and that has been really difficult because again, Ty was home for a couple of days, so with him being home for a couple of days, it's hard. It's very difficult to try to like work and look after Ty at the same time. Like it's honestly almost impossible because
because you get to, it's like to split the tension kind of thing too.
Yeah, and exactly.
Then you're getting back to what you did, and then you have to like recall. Wait, what was I doing? Okay, I have to go back here and check that. Okay, it's like two steps forward, one step back. You know, that kind of dance.
It is quite the challenge to work and take care of a toddler at the same time. Yes, honestly, quite a challenge. But other than that, it's been a fine enough week. You know, I had my birthday. Alex did this whole thing where she cooked up a storm, made a bunch of she made steak. We had potatoes, we had broccoli, we had some salad as well. A really nice balanced meal. There was cake bought, but I haven't touched the cake. I've seen the cake being eaten, so I know someone's eaten it, but I haven't touched the cake, which is surprising to me because I'm not sure why.
Really?
Yeah. Because I remember Alex was like, "Oh, can we cut it? Let's cut it." I was like, I'm just not in the mood. I was just tired, I think. And then I've gone to the fridge and seen the cake has been cut, and I'm like, someone's been eating my cake. You know, like Baby Bear's porridge. Who's been eating my cake? Granted, I don't really care. Like, I don't actually like cake because it's too sweet for me. But I'm still kind of like, but it's my cake though.
Exactly. You need my birthday dude permission to cut
I'm like, you need my blessing. If I don't give the birthday blessing, nah, you don't touch my cake, fam. That's how it is. But
that's how it works. It's been like that all time, you know. It's an unwritten law.
It's an unwritten law. I feel like the rules have been broken, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm not mad at that. You know, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over the fact that someone attacked the cake and it's about a quarter gone.
But even so, bro, I mean, we gotta stay true to traditions, birthday cakes or not. And even though I've done it already,
yeah, I know you have.
Yeah, I have to do it for you. Also live here in front of people. Might be hearing it. So, my dear friend, sit back for a second. This birthday cake is for you. Okay.
This birthday cake is for you.
I hope my voice can take it now. Yeah, or do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear cuties. Happy birthday to you. There we go. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah. Most wonderful indeed. But yeah, it was good. I have to say, it's not the way I would have done things for my birthday. Like honestly, I wanted to go to London and eat roti, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But what I did get for my
do that later though. Like
I'm thinking like next weekend or something. I'll probably head out to London and do that kind of stuff. But I want to say, like, despite the fact that, and this is one of the things I think was really important, and one of the things, because everyone keeps asking me like, how does it feel to be 1 year older? And I say, I feel 1 year wiser, 1 year more, one year more, more knowledgeable and so forth.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things where I can say I feel wiser about is that, like, things didn't go according to the way I wanted it, as to how I originally was thinking I would spend my birthday. But that being said, I'm not disappointed. Like, I'm thankful for the way things went, despite the fact it didn't go the way I originally planned. And I think that's one of the things where I have changed and got a bit more understanding, because prior to that, you know, in prior times, I probably would have just been upset that it didn't go according to my way. No matter if it was I'd be like, well, didn't go my way. I didn't have a good birthday, but no, I had a good birthday. It didn't go my way, but I had a good birthday. So yeah, that's generally it. That's generally been mine. What about you? How's your week been?
No, it's been good actually. It's been, as I said also before, about when we started to record, it's been colder now. It's definitely winter per definition. We still have snow on the ground, and that is, I'm not sure if I can say thanks to what happened like 2 weeks ago when, I talked about that before when it like came down like 35, 40 centimeters of snow. It was insane, especially for this far south in the country. But a lot of it melted away, but we still have snow. And they talked about maybe some more snow this week. We'll see. Because there was quite a change. It tried to keep itself like on the 0 mark or +2 degrees Celsius. But then, the last week, I would say we're getting more towards the minus. So I think like yesterday it was like 3.5 minus degrees, something like that. And the thing is also that here, well, it's the southern part of Sweden apparently, and also due to the fact that it has been warm quite, up to where we are now. And I'm thinking mainly about November being a bit warmer than I'm at least used to how it usually is. So I think therefore the ground is warmer than usual. I know the lakes definitely are, and from the sea, the winds that comes in. So that kind of clashes a bit, and therefore I think, it becomes even more humid. And I've seen that also because there's been like mist here and there. I think you and I talked about that too, like places with mist. And so when you get out like yesterday, me and Isaac took that walk after lunch, which is great, a bit energizing.
Yeah.
The fresh air.
It does help. It does help, honestly.
It does help, really
so much.
does help. Yeah. But it was cold. I felt it. I mean, I was well dressed. As I told you, I really tried to almost overdress when I look at the thermo and I see like, okay, I could do this and do well, but I know that especially if there's also a bit wind or windy, then it's going to be even colder. So, but besides that, of course, I mean, the week has been very normal, I guess. No, there's actually one thing that is different, and that's what we did on Sunday. Which when we talk Sunday, again, that's Sunday was your day.
Well, it wasn't just my day. It was also it was also sort of like this day is a day that has become a day that we share for two different reasons. One for your loss of your father, and one for the birth of me. So it's split.
It's very split. Imagine that happened.
And exactly, wow.
I started the morning lighting a candle. I mean, even so, it's Christmas and everything, but also for my dad in mind. And then I was thinking about you as well, of course, since I later left a message. And no, actually, me and Adam went together to a expo here it's like a huge place, where they have different kind of expos throughout the year. This time around, it was a fitness festival. And as you guys may know or may not know, I was very into. Well, I still work out. I'm still very active, like physically, and I like it. It's a huge part of my lifestyle. But back in the 90s and into the early 2000s, I was still like very, I worked out a lot, and I was interested in the sport, if that makes sense, both when it comes to like bodybuilding, the fitness thing, and I went to quite a few, like competitions. I watched them. I had one of few friends actually that competed as well. But now it's been years and years so it was fun to be there. It was a nice expo, some exhibitions, people were doing this and that, and so we had a good time. Spent like a day together there. As usual, you just also kind of realize, oh man, everything is so expensive.
It is.
You pay for the parking, you need to leave your clothes at the entrance. You pay for that. You have to eat in there. And I'm like, oh, especially now when I'm on a budget, it was like, oh, shit, there goes. Yeah. But again, it's quite seldom nowadays. I've been very sparesome when it comes to this, so I was happy doing this, and also yeah, Adam had a good time too. He hasn't been to something like this.
Mhm.
Isaac said no, he was busy doing other stuff, but sometimes it's nice also to just be with one family member at a time and doing something
Mhm.
like that. So had a nice Sunday. Ended with the stream there, and of course also I sent the message to you and everything. So it's been good. It's been good, and yeah, looking forward to continue this week. Even though I said I'm also a bit like I don't feel what you feel like in the throat or anything,
Uh-huh.
but I'm more like almost sneezing and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
yeah,
I
we'll
had a bit
see.
of that. I had a bit of the sneezes before, and
Yeah.
I also did. I did some cycling the day before my birthday as well. So
Oh, you did?
Lex and I
Okay.
went cycling, and I did we did a board game night, which I guess we just jumped straight into gaming. I've been playing mainly again same game I've been playing for the past couple of weeks, which is Pokemon Violet. But I did actually play some Drawful too. With we had our neighbors over and one of our best friends and stuff like that, and we just had a night of
Ah.
a couple of drinks and some Drawful, and that was basically how I spent the night. But the next morning it was just sort of like yeah, that was when we did the whole birthday thing. So those are the two games I've been playing. Nothing really. I think Drawful 2 is easily the best party game that we've got
Oh.
because everyone likes it. It's easy to learn, and
What is it? Like
so
basically
it's
what?
like Pictionary essentially. So
Aha, okay.
you draw essentially it will when you start playing the game, it will tell you a word for something. It'll be like dancing turnips or something. And then you
Mhm.
have to figure you have two colors to use, and then you have to draw dancing turnips, right? So
Oh.
it's an interesting thing, but it works, and people you pick it up quite easily. It's not a complicated not a complicated game to pick up, and it's just fun. It's fun to jump in and
Hmm.
have a good time. So yeah, that's Drawful too. Essentially, what we've
Nice.
been playing. So yeah.
That's nice to hear. Playing one, it's so. When I think about it, it's a very long time ago since I played one of those games, like a board game or something together with friends. It's
Mm-hmm.
usually sitting in front of the yeah playing computer games apparently. So
Mm-hmm.
wow, nice.
Yeah,
A bit of a social kind of thing too.
it
Yeah.
is it is quite a social thing. So yeah, I would say it came in handy for the birthday. A lot of
Hmm.
people everyone enjoyed it so far. And yeah, can't complain at all. Drawful 2 is top tier. What about you? What have you been playing? A game that I think I have been keen on, I think is what you've been playing.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I must say, it is how it is when you play a lot of different games, and now
Mm-hmm.
more into video games and PC games. I'm rotating a bit also when I do content on my channel and stuff like that. But it's the game called Gundam Evolution that was
Mm-hmm.
released earlier this fall,
Mm-hmm.
and with the units that you pilot from the Gundam universe. And it's a good game. I've said it before in the podcast and also former videos that I really like it. And when I came back now was to see how season 2 was doing, since it was released quite recently at the end of November.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, again, the game is fun. It gives me a bit of the old like competitive vibe I have when I was playing like games such as Counter-Strike and similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I only played a bit of ranked in the first season. Now, of course, everything is reset, like for the like rank wise when it comes to season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I played by myself, like random matchmaking, and also a few matches with Isaac. And even so, even though it's just a casual playlist, people are really trying.
Mm-hmm.
You can go as far as saying sweating some, but on the other hand, the game is really, like I said, fun and sweet and nice in a certain way too. So it doesn't become that unhealthy as I can feel, or I don't get that frustrated as I can become if I'm playing like Modern Warfare 2 or a game like that. It's more like an kind of arcade style kind of shooter. This is different, and yeah, I like it. It's very team based, which I think is a thing too. You can't really go that much lone wolf in this game and think you're going to do well. Well, maybe you get an okay game, but the team will suffer. So here you have to, like, every decision you make when it comes to pushing or falling back or whatever you do, maybe even choose another unit for that purpose if you are defending or attacking, whatever you're doing. It has an impact and a meaning, and I really like when you feel that. And that's what I meant with the competitive vibe. It kind of, it puts me into a mode where I really want to do my very best, and I get very focused. It's like, yeah, I've had a good time playing Gundam Evolution. I'm not gonna lie. I think the game deserves even more players and attention. It has a good player base. It's not like halting or anything. It's nothing like that. But it also has, I guess, the closest competitor would be a game such as Overwatch now Overwatch 2. But as I said, I put out my shin there before when I made another video about Gundam Evolution, saying that I actually think that Gundam Evolution is more fun than Overwatch. So that's that. That's that. Yep.
Brilliant. Brilliant,
Yep.
brilliant, brilliant. I will have to try it inevitably. Once I get a chance, I'll have to hop in and give it a try.
I think it's cool. I mean, I didn't know much about the Gundam universe. I mean, apparently, since it's an old like anime manga kind of thing, like from the 80s. But on the other hand, that doesn't matter. You can go far just enjoying a good game, multiplayer game. With as an FPS game, but with these like unit pilot robotic features, or how we want to call it. Yeah, so I don't have really much more to say about it, and not bad things either. The only thing that can happen, of course, since I'm not sure how the casual matchmaking is working, is that you sometimes get a bit quite uneven matches. You get matched up like with people that are like at the end another team that is far better, or the opposite around, which is a bit unlucky and unfair. I don't know how that really works. What I was saying in the latest video is that I hope that it's possible to have a matchmaking system where, let's say, like the other team have 3 or 4 people playing together, like in a party. Then I think foremost, the matchmaking should try to find an equal kind of situation with the other team being a party first, before like just putting in like random players in queue. I think that would be better, but I'm not sure if that's a thing, like from a game developer point of view, if that can work, But yeah, that's Gundam Evolution for you.
Sounds good.
Have you been able to have you been watching anything recently, like
no,
Tele or
no? That's the other thing I want to add, is that I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch Tele because I've been so busy with Ty at home, with cleaning, with trying to do this website stuff. I've literally, at the end of the day, at around say 8 p.m. every day, I just pass out. I just literally
You've been that tired.
I've been that tired, so I'll just lay down in bed and just fall asleep and wake up the next day and just try to hit it again, going. So I literally haven't gotten to watch. I was supposed to go over to meet up with some friends last night to watch something together, and that and all didn't happen. So in the end, I haven't watched anything in ages. It feels like.
I can totally understand. I mean, if you get into those kind of situations or in weeks, then that's how it is,
Yeah.
Since I mentioned Adam, I have to say he hasn't been. I told you they've had a tough. They had a period now working towards just before like the beginning of this week, producing a trailer for THQ Nordic for the new game. And they have been working a lot. I know that he has been at the office like 10, 12 hours. It's insane. So
I'm assuming that trailer is for it's gonna be showed at the Game Awards, is it?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Okay.
I thought this was more for like domestic purposes, if that
Oh,
makes sense.
for internal.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think it's for
okay.
an internal, like meaning THQ Nordic only.
Right.
Because
Not for public
no,
consumption.
no, that will come, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
not yet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So with that said, I know that Adam was able to take I think 2 days off this week, like Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
Friday. So he's
Mm-hmm.
working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So stuff like that can definitely help. So now they can relax a bit more. So I think therefore the once again the Sunday thing we had together
Mm-hmm.
was really good for him. I could see that he could, just be
Mm-hmm.
himself, relax and chill a bit. So
And
important stuff.
I'm assuming the other thing you spend the rest of the time with Isaac because of the show that you've got listed here. It seems like something you would watch with Isaac, is it?
That is true. That's actually true. Yeah, me and Isaac are watching a lot of movies together. I watch
Mm-hmm.
more movies together with Isaac than Annalie, actually,
Ah,
my
that's good.
wife. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It is actually, I mean, you've said and described also, I mean, we have different tastes, right? What we
Yes.
prefer, what we
Mm-hmm.
like. Annalie, yeah, she watch like more common like series,
Mm-hmm.
BBC stuff, good stuff, like
Yeah.
quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really my thing. I can watch sometimes, but and of course she also sits with us sometimes and watch an action movie or something.
Mm-hmm.
That has happened a lot.
Yeah.
But in this case, we wanted, or I wanted Isaac to watch a movie. It just came up in, sometimes when you just recall or remember something from a bit back, and oh yeah, I want to watch this movie again, or maybe I
Mm-hmm.
want him to watch it. So in this case, I wanted him to check out Dangerous Minds,
Mm-hmm.
which is a bit of a classic now from 1995 with
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Mm-hmm.
She's an ex-marine, and she turns into, she's a new teacher, struggle to connect with her students in this inner city school. She has a real hard task ahead of her to get their attention and to actually get something done. And I like it. I like the movie. It was also the Gangsta's Paradise track that became so famous from that movie.
Mm-hmm. I've actually seen that movie before,
The
actually.
song. Oh, you haven't?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I have. I've seen
You
it.
have. Sorry.
I've seen it
Okay.
years ago, many years ago.
Yes.
I think I saw it. I think my dad was watching it or something when I was younger,
Hmm.
and I think he had it on, and I think I may have watched it with him or just after him or something like that, because I think we had it like on VHS back in the day.
Oh
So
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah, back in the day with the VHS cassette. Oh man,
Yeah, so
that's
I
like
have seen this
thing.
film before, and I agree with you. It is a classic. It's a good film.
It is a good film. It
Yeah.
has 6.5 on IMDb. I
Mm-hmm.
would give it a bit higher. I would put it over 7 at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, and I think, well, we know from before, Michelle Pfeiffer is a good actress,
Mm-hmm.
a good-looking actress for that sake.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the everyone, like the young students, apparently also are doing a good job in the movie, and it kind of touches you. It's like a biography drama kind of thing, so it
Mm-hmm.
has these really nice and fun moments, and
Mm-hmm.
you laugh a bit, but also sad moments.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a real life kind of thing to a certain degree. So I think still this movie, even though it's from 1995, also makes sense now
Yeah.
if you watch it,
Mm-hmm.
because it's still about humans and their young people growing up, their kind of social background, their
Mm-hmm.
possibilities in the society, what they decide to do or not to do, take the
Mm-hmm.
chance, put the time into the studies,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And I like it. I can recommend Dangerous Minds. So
Yeah.
that's the stuff. Yeah.
It's a classic. It's a classic movie indeed.
It is.
And yeah, the only thing I can say about it though is looking back at it now, the actors playing the kids look all like grown adults. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It is. That is true.
it's like,
That
wait a
is true.
minute,
Some of
that's a
them look
grown
a
man.
bit. Yeah.
Just-
It's kind of interesting, right?
but yeah,
Yeah.
it is a classic indeed. Yeah, good film indeed. So yeah, there's a thing that we usually write about now, Raj. What's the thing called?
Shout out for your podcast.
Shout out for your podcast. We don't have one this week, because I haven't had a chance to listen to any new podcasts. I've been listening to the same old. To be honest, I've been spending more time listening to No Stupid Questions by the Freakonomics people. And that's mainly what I've been watching. So with that, Raj, how about we say goodbye to the listeners instead?
Yes, we're gonna do that. Now the Wednesday, yeah, it's Wednesday. We're recording on a Wednesday. Look at that now, and we're also streaming here on YouTube. So I hope you have enjoyed. Foremost, this is us having a daily to daily kind of conversation, but also sharing it with you guys, talking about the stuff we have experienced and also what we like to watch and play when it comes to video games. So I hope that was nice for you. We had a good time here, and hopefully to see you around next week about the same time. So with that said, my friends, stay healthy, no coughing, no colds, no nothing like that, no flus. And yeah, muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. So with that, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people. Oh, you can find Roger pretty much everywhere. My words. At 40 Splish Splash. That's the number 40 with SPLISH, SPLASH. He streams on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and on a Sunday. That's correct?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Beautiful. You can find me at LP Garden. That's Garden Thought of You. And I stream on Simply Binge pretty much on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Monday and a Thursday. I got mixed up. And I am rushing to get out of here because I have to go drop my little one to school. So as always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss out on any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, simplybinge.com and elsewhere. And with a confidence they're going to like it, that we're giving them for free. So as always, guys, this has been Cued.